Yesterday, sorry, I had like a long therapy session with myself in the parking lot after I was at the library. It was full of profanities and just my general frustrations with my artistic life or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to share this because other artists will just be like, yeah, join the club, buddy. So I figured I'd just write some stupid poem about it and share it instead of the 40-minute recording where I'm just dropping F bombs and calling myself bad words. The whole thing started where I was like, people look at a resume the last 5 years that I lived like a hermit, and they're like, well, what'd you do those 5 years? And I'm like, then the whole rant just went from there and had some good points and some, I don't know, not so good points. But yeah, I figured basically, yeah, that always gets me fired up. Like, what did you do the last 5 years of your life? I tried to form a business, which I did. Haven't made any money off of it, but whatever. I'm very proud of it. The screenwriting I've done, the songs that I've written and put together in my book. And it's been a process for 20 some years. Yeah, I'm not going to belabor these arguments, these conversations anymore because I already went through this yesterday. So this is the little free verse poem I came up with today. I think it's kind of funny to consider it a tribute to When I'm 64 by the Beatles because it's completely like not in line with those sentiments of being in love with someone when you're old, of still being in love with someone when you're old and gray and whatever, losing your mind. So here it is. It's called When I'm 77. I'm going to have to try to bring out my inner preacher for this one. Like even Sam Kinison did preaching, and I don't think I can get to that level, like a Pentecostal or whatever, one of those televangelists that just go nuts on TV. I don't know if I can get that emotional. I wish I could, because that's a great skill to have as a communicator, as an orator, but I don't have that in me. So here it is. It's not that long. When I'm 77. When I'm 77, I'm afraid I'll look at my wrinkled face in the mirror and scream at my reflection that you are such a wimpy waste of breath for not following any of your gosh darn dreams. I'm keeping the linguistics clean now because I guess I still have some societal relevance left. But when I'm 77, I'm sure I'll be spitting plenty of obscene phrases at myself during all of my self-berating, as I doubt anyone will care anymore about allegedly offensive language after about 33 more of these ignorantly informed and infirm trips around the sun. Out of my mental tourniquet when I'm 77, with my dementiaed thoughts free to splatter those lifelong bland walls with all of my deeply rooted geriatric angst. When I'm 77, I'll finally start that punk band I dreamt about throughout my life and fill that whatever lettered blank generation of the future with hope that they'll be able to reach their own dreams before they also begin to fade away. As Neil's general philosophy about dying young, burning out, and keeping your regrets at least 6 feet away will be the primal code to hold sacred within one's hopefully upgraded psychological DNA. When I'm 77, using the band name Wild Serpico, I tour the world and infect both young and old with an omnipotent spirit that allows them to forget about their age, race, gender, social status, social limit, or social illness, and just do whatever it is they truly want to do, like that old-fashioned bad religion instructed me to strive towards when I was a pimply, arrogant teen. But sadly, I was too weak to follow the true punk path and go to hell with Superman. When I'm 77, I'll finally build my shipping container music studio in some off-grid region of New Mexico where I'll compost my own poop and terraform arid sand into a fertile paradise and record songs all day and night in between washing my dentures and taking my Metamucil, while my musical metamorphosis finally metastasizes throughout the metaverse, which might be the only universe that still matters by then. In between tours, I'll also finally get to binge watch all the movies and series based on my short stories and screenplays and complain to myself that they were mostly okay but lacked that ballsy ignorance and outright idiocy of my original musings. When I'm 77, and this specific pioneering vision might hit the mark of idealism more than anything else, in order to foster a more sane and humane approach to the harmonious membrane we often globally scorch. And I truly mean what I truly mean to mean, at least within my dreams that often appear too real to redeem. There will be no more of those obnoxious pharmaceutical ads polluting the whatever number G wireless networks that we're addicted to at that point, which shout repulsive diseases and side effects alike directly at my line of sight in between reruns of The Price is Right, that I'm more likely to catch with every year past, taxed and jammed in the books. At least give me the strength to laugh more at the narcissistic poke sponsored by the most humble of those salt of the earth folks. Whether I'm lounging in hell with Superman or crafting new fashion trends with RuPaul in heaven when I'm 77. I almost got through the whole thing without any verbal diarrhea. Let me read that last one again. At least give me the strength to laugh more at the narcissistic poke sponsored by the most humble of those salt of the earth folks. Whether I'm lounging in hell with Superman or crafting new fashion trends with RuPaul in heaven when I'm 77. And that's all I got right now. And I'll keep this short. I'm supposed to be studying like nurse stuff, so it's like 3:45. I'm going to do that now. I got distracted with this whole thought experiment yesterday. I was like, the resume thing got me going. Then I'm like, when I'm 77, for real, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you didn't have the balls to go through with your dreams of art and music and all this stuff. And it just sent me down a 40-minute stream of consciousness of all these random thoughts that are within me that come out sometimes like that. I decided not to curse anymore in my Substack because it doesn't provide anything really. If I would have shared my 40-minute recording, like I said, it was full of just F-bombs after F-bombs, and it was the first time I cursed in like 3 months, 2 or 3 months. Like, I've really tried not to curse anymore. Like, I compared it today earlier to if you're training to be a nurse or a sports talk radio host or anything in a profession, you kind of have to do it because if you have to get used to not cursing. If you curse all the time, it's going to be harder to not curse when you're in a professional setting. So I think that's what I'm justifying my self-censorship with. That's how I justify it to myself, why I'm self-censoring myself. But I've been doing this for a while. Like, the nurse thing just came over the last few weeks. I've been self-censoring myself in terms of obscenities just to respect other people. And maybe subconsciously I want more people to read my stuff, and maybe that would attract new readers. I don't know, man. Excuse me. It's one of the above there. But that's all. Hopefully you got something out of this post. I think it's more comical than the original therapy venting I had last night. And that's more of the image I want portrayed. I don't want to be just my nasally voice whining about, why have I not succeeded yet? Because I've already been down that road so many times. So that's all. Hopefully you enjoyed this little free verse session that just came to me yesterday and today.